Hi everyone, hope you're well. It is Friday the 24th of May today, and this vlog is probably going to be very short. However, I say that a lot, don't I, and then end up rambling for 18 minutes or something. But because two major things I've been doing today, both of which I can't really, one of which I can't talk about, and one of which I don't wish to reveal still. So the first one that I can't talk about is I've been going over some legal contract stuff. So for obvious reasons, I can't discuss that publicly. That's just the way it is. And then, so that took up a lot of time though. And the other thing I've been going over is my dice game. So that I can talk about a little bit. But I don't want to give away the theme of the game still. But it's going to be a real letdown for you guys who follow this. You're going to be like, oh, is that it? But I don't know. I just don't really want to give away the title or anything. In fact, the title, I'm not entirely sure exactly what the name's going to be. But I don't want to give away the theme. But the general problem is I'm a bit worried that, because it's a rolling dice, push your luck game, but I'm a bit worried that it's too harsh, especially on the first one or two rolls. You have a 1 in 6 chance of failing instantly. the first dice you roll, you just roll one dice in the current rules, and if you roll the one side that is bad, you lose, and that remains the same. Regardless of you, as you get more points, you roll more dice, and so it therefore becomes more risky because the more dice you roll, the more likely you are to roll that one bad side on one of the dice. So it's kind of very straightforward and simple, but it's also extremely harsh because it's 1 in 6 chance on your first roll, you just might not even get a turn, and whereas in something like, if you take a similar game like Zombie Dice, for example, there's a slim chance of rolling 3 shotguns, but it's only a slim chance on your very first roll. And I want that similar feeling of it being a lot less likely to die instantly, and the game to always, every turn to always be about rolling your first result and then having to make the decision whether to continue or not, rather than in my game at the moment, 1 out of 6 times you just instantly lose at the start of your turn and you pass on to the next player, and I don't think it's very fun. So I'm messing about a lot with that and thinking how to alter the rules so that that's not the case, and I'm thinking of making it so one of the sides, one of the other things you can roll, one of the other symbols, you have to maybe roll one of these other symbols first, and then once you've rolled that, and the sort of like instant death symbol isn't effective unless you've rolled this other symbol first, or you just have to collect 3 of them. But kind of it's hard to talk about without giving away the theme, but kind of the instant death kind of idea of what the instant death symbol is doesn't really make sense that you could collect 3 of them. It makes a lot more sense that, if you get it, you die. Anyway, that's all I can really say, but I'm just trying to tweak the gameplay a little bit there. So, but that does mean I have actually been working on gameplay, which is something that I've been meaning to go back and tweak a bit more, because I've been concentrating lots and lots on the manufacturing side. And I think that's quite nice because there's all these different facets of the game. I still need to actually get the symbols vectorized. I haven't actually done that yet. So I need to mess about with Illustrator a bit more myself. And if I don't feel up to task, then I'll get a friend to do it for me for maybe like $5 or something, or I'll hire someone for to do it for me for one-off payment if they're like really super cool and professional. But yeah, because there's all these different facets of the game, it's quite cool because it's when I you know, like today I did more focused on the gameplay. So when I don't fancy doing one side of it, like the number crunching, sometimes I'm really in the mood for that, like I have been recently. But today I fancy kind of looking at the gameplay a bit, and that felt fun. And I guess the more of it that comes together, it gets to the point where I do actually have to force myself to do what needs to be done, whether I want to do it or not. But yeah, it feels all right. And because it's so simple, none of it feels like that hard work. Although this current dilemma with the gameplay is really bugging me, and I'm half tempted to kind of just leave it, but I know I won't be 100% happy. And it's a bit like I was saying about beta testing, when it's like, I don't like to get people to test something or give me feedback on anything creative if I'm not happy with it myself, because otherwise, if they just say the same things that I'm not happy with, it just feels like a waste of time. And I really feel like if I had it tested at the moment, people would instantly be like, it's too harsh. You know, this would be the number one complaint, the fact that you can die instantly on your turn. And it seemingly happens a lot because it's 1 in 6 chance, which sounds pretty low, but it's actually pretty significant and happens quite a lot during a single game, and is just frustrating, really. So I need to switch it up a bit. So anyway, that's what I've been thinking about a lot today. But fine tuning, who would have thought a dice game could actually get complicated? But it's still a very simple game. The complication comes in getting the balance just right, and this is definitely the trickiest bit of it so far. Now I've definitely decided it needs to change slightly, so I might even change the design of the dice, which shouldn't make any difference to the actual cost of the dice, actually. Now I've done the research into that, I know if it affects it or not, and that shouldn't affect the game design, because really you want the game design to be not kind of, you want the game design to really be driven by good, fun game design. Oh, I looked at my Ludum Dare results, and I got number 64 in the fun category, and I also got number 75 in the music category. And I'm really proud of that, because there's like, in the competition, there's like 1,602 or 10, I think it was, entries. So that's like really cool. I'm really proud of that. And especially scoring high in fun, because that's like gameplay essentially. But to be fair, I mean, my game wasn't very kind of revolutionary. It basically was just an RPG system, and I'm really into RPGs, so it was very kind of, very straightforward for me to sort of like kind of make one up. It's not perfect, especially in a later game. It's extremely steep, but the general vibe of it, that's what I'm into. So it wasn't really that ambitious, but people did find it fun. So at the end of the day, that's a cool thing. And I'm glad I scored high on music as well, because I actually made quite an effort with music, as some of you know who watched the vlog and stuff. I did a different theme for each area and stuff, so I'm glad that kind of really paid off and I got recognised for that. Unfortunately, the actual category listings, they kind of list the top 25 and they only list the top 100 for the overall. So I'm not in like any of the tables, but if they listed top 100 for each category, I'd be there, but they don't, unfortunately. But almost top 100 in 2 categories, and then 2 more categories like in top 200 or something. Yeah, so I'm pretty proud of that. Anyway, I think that's all. Oh yeah, and also I played a lot of Scrolls today as well, or quite a lot. They've reset it again, and so it's sort of like starting again, seeing what the game is like now when you start as a new player and you pick your deck and you're collecting scrolls and stuff, because we haven't really had that experience yet, because kind of the idea of picking a deck at the beginning of the game when you first sign up has come in since the beginning of alpha. so it's like everyone already playing already had the cards they had, and we didn't get to experience that. But now it's been reset, everyone gets to kind of experience what it's like as a new player. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, and it's it's still the same game. I still like the game. I hope it does well. It's obviously never going to be as successful as Minecraft, but I hope it has a significant audience, because I think it's a really decent game, and they're planning on adding. There's like a whole set of cards that they haven't even added in yet, that I imagine they'll add in the future. It's not going to be added in before the release of beta, but I think it's going to be added in the future. So that's to look forward to, and I presume that's always going to be an ongoing thing, that they're always going to be adding new cards and stuff. And so I hope there's going to be a real cool community behind it, because I think it's a game I could really get into if it's an active community. So it's 11 minutes. Having said that, it would be a short episode today. So that's all I've got to talk about today. I hope you are well. Maybe I'll kind of let slip what my dice game is actually about soon, and actually have some of you beta test like a flash version of it and stuff. But I'll try and sort out this thing that I'm not happy with first. Otherwise, like I keep saying, testing's a bit pointless unless I'm more or less happy with it all. Then I take on kind of general user opinion and kind of tweak it slightly to that. So that's all for today. I hope you're well, and I will see you tomorrow.